Bukayo Saka and Tomiyasu Doubtful for the Man United tie that is going to be played at Old Trafford on Sunday. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. Arteta is going to have to address the bad form that Man United is in ever since the season started, and he has also addressed what he calls the record at Man United, because Arsenal is going to hit obviously take one win out of the last 16 times they're going to hit to play at Old Trafford. Then Arteta only for Old Trafford is similar to Anfield in terms of atmosphere. He's also going to head and obviously given us his thoughts about this beautiful game of football, and we're here to obviously dissect it and see how things really move on. I'm sorry that I've gonna hit obviously take close to 1 hour to coming through, but I had certain things obviously fixed to bring you what we call a perfect debate in here onto this channel. Let's see close to how many people. 300 people smashing the like button. After smashing the like button, continue to subscribe so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. It's the 10th of May. It's a Saturday in my country, and I don't know what time it is in your country, but in my country it's a Saturday and we are into the wee hours of the morning. I don't know what the time outside. So we are left with like 10 subscribers to hit are they 4? I think they're now 5 subscribers to hit 22,000 subscribers. And if at all 6 people subscribe in the morning, you'll see instead of 20, we are going to hit 21,000, right? All along I thought we are really at 21,000 subscribers. You know, how have I been making that mistake and you guys haven't gone ahead to correct me that we're really having 20,000 subscribers and really gonna hit the magic number of 21. So we are gonna hit 21,000 subscribers. So we are left with 6 subscribers to hit that milestone. Continue to obviously fly or take us to the world. Now, Arteta today is gonna hit to address the media about what Arsenal is like ahead of this game of Man United. And the first question that came or that was posed towards him was that Tomiyasu missing training and Saka's availability. He said, "We have a few doubts that tomorrow can resolve because we have another training session, so we will have to wait and see. There are doubts over the names that you've discussed." Now, meaning that the names that they're going to have to discuss are Tomiyasu and Saka, you know. And one thing you wouldn't like to see to it that your team has is to miss out on those 2 players, because they are so much pivotal in how Arsenal really plays, especially Tomiyasu. When you look at how he closes down that side when they're really playing. And the other thing you note about Tomiyasu is that he has the experience playing at Old Trafford. The other player that would have gone ahead obviously coming through and really put in a shift would have been Jakub Kiwior, because he has some good defensive attributes and offensive defensive attributes. But the problem is this guy hasn't gone ahead obviously play any game at Old Trafford, and the atmosphere there might really act out as a scarecrow to him and it will see him implode. You know, Julian Timber, he hasn't played any game. We expected him to obviously come in through and really be part of the side of Arsenal when they're playing against Bournemouth. He never even went ahead to make the match squad. That he is the worst bit of it. So that means Zinchenko is the option who has the experience, but you all know that the Zinchenko defensively is really having his own problems, and you cannot really force him on the field of play into that game of football, and they'll have to work against the clock to get into Tomiyasu, because all what Arteta wants is to close that down that side, because he knows to it that Man United has Diego Dallo and Garnacho who are really going to be patrolling that side, because Rashford returning, that means Garnacho is going to be played as a right forward, and we've gone here to see to it that Alejandro Garnacho's best performances this season have come in through when he's being played as a right attacking midfielder into that game. One will ask me, why not Anthony? When Rashford is fit, Rasmus Højlund fit, and Garnacho fit, there is no way Anthony gets into the starting 11 for the club of Man United. All what is done is simple. They obviously get him in a player who goes by names of Garnacho to start, and you cannot really get Zinchenko face Garnacho. I tell you, Garnacho is one of the best performing players, all teenagers in the league, and is the highest scoring teenager in the league this season. He has 7 goals and 6 assists. He has close to 14 goal involvement in the Premier League, meaning that he has been on fire. Me as a fan of United, I know what Garnacho does onto the right. He performs better onto the right than he does onto the left. And with Marcus Rashford returning, it sends out a very clear information to Arteta that he doesn't need to risk out, because Jakub Kiwior would have gone ahead to come in through as a perfect replacement, but we all know what Jakub Kiwior is all about. Jakub Kiwior is good both offensively and defensively, but he hasn't gone ahead to obviously play away at Old Trafford. And he saw to it that even when they are playing Bayern Munich, the manager, did he start him away? I think away he played Tomiyasu, so he knows the impact of really playing him in games of such magnitudes, and he's just trying him to learn and really get used to such moments. Maybe he'll come on later, but starting him in that game is really hard, and I think I won't risk Julian Timber because he hasn't kicked a ball in a competitive Premier League game ever since the first game he played against Nottingham and got an injury. So I think I've gone ahead to really talk about the Tomiyasu situation, but there is a training session today at the Sobha Reality Training Center where Arteta will assess this guy and really get to know whether he's ready to go or not good to go. That is the situation coming in through at the stadium of, the training ground of Arsenal. That is Sobha Reality Training Center. After that, we go to Bukayo Saka. Saka is doubtful, but he's one of those names that I can tell you he's going to be part of that team. I know how hard it is to play with pain, but he has to persevere through the pain, because this has been what he has going to have to be doing through ever since he played or started playing for Arsenal, especially when Mikel Arteta came in through. From 2021, May, I think he has going to have to miss out on like only 3 games for Arsenal, and he has going to have to miss out on those games this season. That is Saka for you. So in the game of Man United, he would love to obviously have Bukayo Saka do his job, and he would love to have him on the field of play. We all agree with it. And if he doesn't make it, Arsenal still has vast options to obviously see to it that they play in different players. The first option is obviously Gabriel Jesus, and he can come in through and obviously be played onto the right attacking side of the midfield. And I don't know whether Arteta had to know about it, because when Arsenal was playing against Bournemouth, Jesus came on for Bukayo Saka and played on the right and came up with a very beautiful assist into the mix. And that assist took his tally of assists in the Premier League this season to 6. So we've gone ahead to see Jesus play as a right forward when Arsenal was playing against Man City in that game that Arsenal won by 1-0 at Emirates. So he's a player who can play on either fronts of the attack. That is Gabriel Jesus. The other player that you can talk about is what's his name? Trossard. He can come in through and really play onto the right, but remember, his best performances as an Arsenal player has come in through when he's playing onto the left attacking side of the midfield. That is Trossard. Reece Nelson can also be considered as a player to play that side. So they have all those, but obviously the priority is all about Bukayo Saka, a player that we believe is going to come in through and really put in a shift into this beautiful game of football that is being played this season. So it is really very important that Arsenal gets all its players fit, because they know that today it's an early kickstarter. Man City playing away in London. Sorry about that. Man City is going to be playing away in London, right? And if Man City wins, Arsenal will be having a lot of pressure onto themselves, because they'll come when they are placed second onto the Premier League table, right? And that will give them a very huge tension in this game. But anything can happen in that result. Man City can come in through and really implode, and Fulham can come in through and really explode and really shock them. So I want Arsenal to have its biggest squad to come in through at Old Trafford and obviously do what they can do. For those that are going to hit watch my match preview, you're going to hate to hear my call. I've told you that the best the team I support can do, that is Man United, is a draw. I've told you, is a draw. But Arsenal are the favourites to win. And if you are a United fan outside there going to this game expecting a win, I tell you, shame upon yourself. Shame upon yourself. A team that doesn't have central defenders, that is Man United. It doesn't have a left back, is going to be playing the best team in the league. A team that is going to hate to play away at Man City and draw, at Liverpool and draw, and you expect them to come out of Trafford and not beat Man United. I see an Arsenal win written all over this game. As I told you against Crystal Palace, that the best Man United can do was a draw. But Arsenal is levels to Burnley that United just played at Old Trafford and drew 1-1. Arsenal is levels to Crystal Palace. You understand? So I want to let you know that it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy for Man United. All I want is us, the fans of Man United, not to get annihilated or ashamed. That is it. I want us to really get the best of the best that will result into Man United at least losing with respect. But annihilating us like going 4-5, I wouldn't like to see that happen. But I don't see anywhere we survive that annihilation from Arsenal because we are not having a first team. And I've been one of those who has on several occasions told you that if United had Lisandro Martinez fit, Varane, Shaw in that back four, I would come out here and really tell Arsenal that you aren't getting a point at Old Trafford because I knew to it that side can beat anyone. But without those players around, I'm not even expecting anything positive out of that game of football. It's a game that I've gone ahead, obviously, that I've gone to obviously rule out as far as those I expected to win is concerned. So those are my thoughts about that game of football. As much as I host Arsenal in there for you, Arteta has gone ahead to be asked about the form Man United are in because it's really very dreadful and it just leads to Arsenal battering Man United. And if Arsenal don't come out to really put in a shift and really win, then they won't be legal or liable to win the league. How can you fail to beat Man United? A team is having all those problems. How can you fail? Guys, tell me. How can you fail to beat Man United? In the situation where Manchester United is, how can you fail to beat it? And this is why I tell you, it's one of the games that I've got to hit to turn out as easy. And if Arsenal happens to win the league, I will tell you that all the injuries that United had were a blessing in disguise for Arsenal to take this trophy. Because me as a United fan, I wouldn't like to see Man City take the trophy. I've always told you, and I'm gonna hate to give you my reasons always, not so. But I would love to obviously come here and really look at what you guys have to offer, you know. Now we go into what Arteta had to say in the form of Man United. He said, I don't think about it. Every game has a different context. We know the difficulty and the history when you look at what we've done over there. So we are going to have to be at our best to earn the right to win the game. Right. If it was the United that I knew of Sir Alex Ferguson, I would have come here and told you that it's not yet done. That's what I would have come here and really told you. But I tell you, for me, this team doesn't have what we call the bare minimums of any game. You can call them the basics of winning any game. You get? So they don't have the basics of winning any game. As it stands, it is really one of those moments that you'll ever come in here and know that however much the records read, 16 games that Arsenal has last gone ahead to play at Old Trafford, they've gone ahead to win one. I tell you, that won't change my stance onto this game. It won't change my game, so it won't change my stance onto this game. Why? I'm well conversant with what these players of Man United are really good at. I tell you, they down tools and you cannot rely on them. Last season, Manchester United built all what they built because of that central defense. And you remember, Arsenal losing at Old Trafford last season, it was because of that central defense of Varane, Lisandro Martinez, Diego Dallo, and Luke Shaw that defended very well into that game. So, this time round, Arsenal is having a better squad than what they had last season when they visited Old Trafford. And for Man United, they've gone ahead to implode and not have their best players. When you're really having a team that is really not performing well, you rather have your players available. You get? And at least get to know that maybe they can really go ahead and really put in a very, 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 very good shift. But if they can't, then I tell you, it's really one of those moments that I'll tell you straight here that it's really going to be hard for the club of Man United to register anything like a win in this game. So that record is written and it was made by other players. This team that is available cannot come in through because Erik ten Hag has gone ahead and really told us something today that I think I should flash onto the screen. Lisandro Martinez was not going to have to play games because he was going to have to play just 9 games in the Premier League this season and is just returning from injury. He approached him and told him, please, I want to start against Arsenal. And hear the reply of the manager, that is Erik ten Hag. He said, yesterday, Lisandro Martinez came to me and wanted to play on Sunday against Arsenal, but he's not yet ready. He needs a little bit more time to go through the process, but he's so desperate. The team has missed him. He wants to play, but has had 3 injuries across the season. He's injury-free now and has to get back into the team. Now, you see that because United have only one fully fit central defender, of which he was not fit and failed the fitness test, we're going to play against Crystal Palace. That is John Evans. And you expect it to come in through and obviously defend Arsenal. I doubt. Unless otherwise, Arsenal lets in goals and they score less and yet they score in more. But I tell you, I don't see Man United really doing the needful and really shocking the side of Arsenal at Old Trafford. Arsenal has all what it takes to really beat Man United hands down at that stadium called Old Trafford. So we are here and waiting to see what is really going to pan out into that jurisdiction, into that game of football. But Arteta is like, we cannot really rule out the record, but it won't really stand a lot. Now, he was asked on the atmosphere at Old Trafford. Oh, he was asked on the record. Then what was this about? All right. He was asked on the record. 16 games. Arsenal's going to hit to win 1. Manchester United has going to hit to win 10 and drawn 5. He has said, we all know what we need to do, but first of all, we have to perform at a really high level to deserve to win the match. That's what the focus is. So, if you have to look at Arsenal, they are a team that have going to hit to master the art of really putting in elite performances game in, game out. So, it's one of those things that Arteta is mentioning out, and he knows to it that his team can really offer it in the morning, in the evening, and in the night. Arsenal will run. I tell you, Arsenal will run like a headless chicken onto that pitch. They'll keep in the shift and they'll never really fail to really put in a very well thought fight. So for me, I just find it very hard for the club I support to really find themselves getting points off the side of Arsenal, I tell you. And that record would have gone ahead to stand, all to make sense, if at all Manchester United has been really putting in a very good shift in the previous games. But if I tell you the last time United registered a win at Old Trafford, it was against Sheffield, the bottom side. When you played against Burnley, United found itself really losing out. And 9th match at Old Trafford, 2-0 against Everton, 1-1. Chelsea, we lost to Chelsea, drew with Liverpool 2-2, Bournemouth 2-2, away from home. Then Sheffield, we beat them by 4-2, 1-1 draw with Burnley, and 4-0 with 4-0 loss to Crystal Palace. So it shows you how bad the side is looking. Very, very bad. It's really looking ugly, and you cannot come out and really find yourself putting your hand for this club of Man United because its recent form is really a disaster. It's abysmal, and you cannot agree with me that it's not really important anymore. Now, the manager of Arsenal, Arteta, on if Old Trafford is similar to Anfield in terms of the atmosphere to play in. He said, it is different, but the difficulty there is the quality of the opposition, the quality of the individuals and the manager. It brings a lot of challenges, but we've been in very difficult stadiums this season and done very well. So hopefully we can do the same on Sunday. Now, I know the atmosphere at Old Trafford, it's 100% rocking, but Arsenal, as their manager, is going to hate to say that they're going to hate to play in very difficult stadiums this season. For example, Allianz Arena in Germany, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, Etihad, Anfield. You get? And at Anfield, they managed to pull out a 1-1 draw. Then away at Etihad, they drew 0-0. Now, for a team that drew 0-0 at Etihad, you can't tell it that it is afraid of the crowd of Old Trafford, because Old Trafford is no longer the stadium it was way back, because we used to see these people, fans, support to the fullest. So it's one of those moments that he's saying that they hopefully can do the same on Sunday. So they'll really have a lion's share of the possession, and they really do and put in the needful. Then Kahendo Oliver, good morning, Rokan. I think that it's a mind game and we wait on Sunday. I know Saka is going to be available. If there is a player I can bet on for Saka, he's going to be readily available. And remember, there is a guy who came in and already put out a tweet that maybe Tomiyasu is really having, who was just going to be given a rest. Now you all know that he has been missing in action. Is it true Arsenal have solution, Jesus, to replace Saka and Timber on the left side? Yeah, they are really good players who can come in and replace them, but it will depend onto the game plan of the manager and what suits him better. Daniel Okuja, Mr. Bro, good morning. Thank you once again for coming out with the news about Bukayo Saka. All right. Eman Subuga, Jesus is there and he's more ready and is more speedy than Saka. We are not afraid. Man United, we are coming. Obviously, it is very, 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 very disturbing that Arsenal is coming at Man United in a moment where United is at its weakest. You get? I would have gone ahead to love these sides face one another like they did in the second leg of last season, where United was on fire and Arsenal was on fire, and that game ended 3-2 in favor of Arsenal. United taking the lead. Arsenal leveled. After Arsenal leveled, then they went ahead to take the lead through Bukayo Saka. Then Lisandro Martinez went ahead to obviously head that ball in the back of the net, and obviously they really found themselves getting a winner through Eddie Nketiah. So it was really a very balanced game that I really went ahead to watch and enjoy. But this one, I think it's gonna be one-sided. It's gonna be really one-sided, according to me. So we are having Jamil Sad. Good morning, Mr. Aradi. Are we going to sign Ishak? Arteta is going to have to make him as his priority. So transfer target. Now it will depend on the player and the team of Newcastle if at all they are really willing to sell the player. That is it. And on whether Arsenal will be having a budget to really sanction that kind of deal. Then I'm having Bob Chimeze. Saka will play. Obviously, I know he's one of those players that he's going to play. And Arteta will be like trying to say to it that he's out. But let's wait and see. Tomorrow, the traveling squad from London to Manchester. Then Esau, good morning RD. Is Timber available for Man U clash? Yeah, he's available, but the manager doesn't want to obviously risk him in a game like this. And if at all you fail to give him minutes and make him into the match squad of Bournemouth, where Arsenal are here to win by 3-0, then it shows you that it's really going to be hard for him to be part of this game. David Chichoge, thank you, Rokani. You are doing a great job. Thank you for watching through. Jamil RD, my prediction is 3-0. Did I go through 1-3-2 in favor of Arsenal? So guys, thank you very much for watching through. Rokan David is my name. I sign out for now. See you later, and I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. Your thoughts on Saka and Martinelli Doubtful for the United tie are welcome in the comment section below.